Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Icewind Dale. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today in the land of the puzzle that will kill me. And I'm thinking we are gonna find the solution for the puzzle. In fact, last episode we sort of found the solution for the puzzle, or a solution for the puzzle, and we should actually go and get the solution done, I would say. Maybe? I don't know. Let's see what these guys are about to do. Let's get you stuck there. That's pretty reasonable. It's a lot of damage coming in with the miss. That's good. Dead. It's taking damage already. But that is alright. I wonder if we have a heal for yourself. Yes, you do. Go ahead. It takes a little while longer than the other spells, because it's a higher level spell and also a better spell. So, Sabliktan over here wanted a thing. Now, I'm thinking Sabliktan might be lying to me. Greetings again, traveler. I have disposed of the Orok Chieftain and acquired his badge. I am forever in debt to you. I cannot speak much longer. I must tell you that each of the 6 have such a badge. Should you go in search of him, you will need to obtain each of them. I must rest. And we gain a bunch of experience and level up, in fact, which is really good. The experience is the most important thing. And we have a level up here for Ardegar. She levels up as a mage, so that's pretty sweet. So that doesn't give her any skills, and that did give her a level 5, 2 level 5 slots, which means Cloudkill? Did she get 2 level 5 or 1 level 5? And I had just forgotten to assign the level 5 skill, or spell, I should say. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Cloudkill will come in handy. It's just, sometimes it doesn't come in handy. Most of the times, it doesn't come in handy. Did you activate the thing? Was it spent already? No, it was not. It was a Skydrop gem, which is lovely. Also, I forgot about your spell over there, but we don't need to worry too much about that. I'm thinking, get this thing over here that I like. How about that? Right there. Okay, it wasn't great. Not gonna lie about that. It did hit 3 of them, so that's alright. And then that one right there. And then this one right here. And this one right here. It's a lot of experience. The experience just keeps piling up. And I am all about that. Just give it to me forever. And I'm good. I'm good with that. Dead end. I wonder where the 6 of them are, because we only found the 1 sigil. There's an Etin over here that is not attacking us yet. There we go. So everybody except you attacks the Etin. Etin doesn't even get a chance to get to us. There's more of them, though. There usually are. With criticals right away. Are we gonna be alright? Yes, we are. It is not a great decision. It really is not a great decision that they made levels like this, because it just rewards me doing this, which I will absolutely do. They're way too slow to be any threat. If they were immune to normal missiles, I think it would make them, a worthy adversary. But then again, there's a lot of them, so I don't need no worthy adversaries. You can keep them. A dead person with, what is that? Calabac's journal. I'm afraid I may have been duped. Bandoth indicated where I might find the door to the forge, but I wasn't able to find any trace of it. I was prepared to search later on this evening, but a group of Etins have encamped in the passage north of where I am. And by the passage north of where I am, I mean the room right next door. I am and I'm in no condition to be running past them. Hopefully, I will get another opportunity to search the old meeting hall of the dwarves. Earlier, I uncovered some writings regarding a room within these walls that leads to the lower segments of this complex, and I can only assume that this room lies beneath the door, or behind the door I've yet to find. To make matters worse, the same writings inferred that this room contained a puzzle that was designed to keep the invaders from discovering and desecrating the cemetery and forge. Perhaps Bandoth can provide some more assistance. Okay, that's not bad. That is at least some indication that potentially we'll, it's actually a puzzle. We have a life halberd over here. 10% chance of healing 1d6 per health, or per hit, which is decent. And that's a summon monsters. No, spider spawn actually, but a failure, and then we save scum immediately. If you have forgotten exactly why this happens, basically, as far as I know, it's supposed to be your intelligence modifier. Any point below 19 will give you, I think it's 10% of failure chance, and that's plus how many levels the spell level is. So, high-level spells always have a chance to fail memorizing, whereas low-level spells tend not to be very difficult to memorize, even for low-intelligence characters. Actually, I don't... No. Low-intelligence characters will always have a chance. Oh, does it mean that if you're low-intelligence, you cannot memorize spells? I don't know. Also, I'm saying these calculations off the top of my head, and I don't actually know how exactly that is calculated, and I just don't like it because it's very rare that we get the spells in the first place, and I can't. That's just no. Let's not do that because no. I mean, the solution is not to play a wizard. The playing a wizard, the inherent sort of difficulty of playing a wizard is gonna be the figuring out new spells and stuff like that, because you definitely need to be on the lookout for them. But on the other hand, we're playing a game where a lot of people, there are a lot of people in my party, so I don't have time for that. When you're playing by yourself, you can definitely worry about when you're playing by yourself in a tabletop setting, you can definitely worry about your character and be like, where am I gonna get new spells? I really need to find this spell that I like, that I want to use. And also, it helps that there's not nearly as much combat in tabletop role-playing games than there are in games like these. Okay, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. Unless the fact that we now have the sigil, or whatever this is, the badge, somehow unlocks something in here. I'm gonna say it doesn't. But then again, I'm also being very pessimistic, and I'm aware that I'm being very pessimistic when I say it doesn't. Let's see if it does that. No, that's not it. The badge itself, it's a hand with a ball in the middle. Huh. That symbol is the same as the other ones. It's like an anvil and a hammer. Stop it. You hear a loud click, followed by 11 similar sounding clicks echoing throughout the room. Does that mean that the other ones don't activate? It does mean that the other ones don't activate. So it's... Jeez. That's not the one? Well, clearly it isn't the one. Don't step on the things. Don't step on the things. Let's go this way. Oh, it's the... Yeah, it's like access. So, you do that. Oh, it's these one. No. Do these... Yeah, okay. Good news. Or not good news, bad news. Oh, don't do that. Just want to select these people. Get killed then.
Ow! Ow! I think my head should...
That's fine. Just murder. That's the one. Thank you. No, it's fine. It's faster this way. No. What do we have? So, axe is right after, and that's the one. Okay, so yeah, I was confused about the positioning. So that deactivates all the other ones. I didn't even consider the fact that these ones were different. How did I miss that? I'm an idiot. But there we go. You hear another loud click. It's the same description. And then it's this one. You hear a loud click followed by 11 sounding similar clicking sounds throughout the room. Finally, you hear a loud clattering coming from the round table room. So this doesn't actually activate. But the clattering does. Or rather, the table room does. Look at us solving the puzzle. That was so easy. But yeah. So loud clattering. Then nothing changed. Nothing changed. You hear an extremely loud clattering noise coming from the room through the secret door. I don't think they know what clattering means. Either, or also I don't know what clattering means. Am I wrong in saying that clattering is stuff that's like kataboom, 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 stuff like that? And not just boom. That's not clattering. It's at most that's clapping. Am I wrong in that? I'm not a native speaker, so what do I know? Dead people. This is good news. Dead people are beneficial to my plight. Dever's notes. This trap has left me for dead, but it's just as well. I have felt the evil the evil within me since the moment I stepped foot in this crypt. My actions no longer my own, my thoughts confused, my will gone. Perhaps another will discover the disturbance before it manages to overcome them. I found another route through a gaping hole in one of the prison cells in the Orog-infested area above this chamber, but that led to yet more of their foul kind in a large grotesque beast that I could have sworn was speaking with me. Perhaps the evil... Perhaps the evil was within my mind, even then. Yeah, it probably was. So, by very happy coincidence, we have found the trap that he was referring to. This trap is like, yeah, that's the thing I copied. Okay. How curious that the trap is still there. And how curious that I managed to... Yeah, it's good. What do we have over here? The massive gear mechanism for the retractable stairwell. It is still creaking from recent operation. Yep. It is massive and retractable. That is just how that's definitely that. So, moving on. There's a furnace here. There's more of that symbols over there. There's this thing. This beautiful monument appears to represent dwarven craftsmanship in the art of metallurgy. It also seems to have, at one time, been something functional. Does it? I mean, it seems like maybe it was, but it may be just a mimicry of the real thing. But what the game is really telling me is that this stuff is gonna change when you solve the puzzle in this level, is what the game is telling us. It's very clear that it is.
Defiler, have you too come to desecrate the remains of our home?
Absolutely not.
Then why do you disturb this temple of Moradin?
Oh, this is a dwarf. This is Moradin. By Moradin's hammer. That's what the dwarves say in Baldur's Gate, specifically. Although, I also think they have that line in Neverwinter Nights, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, I was hoping to learn more of the conflict that occurred within this area.
Two catastrophes occurred within Dorn's Deep. The first was the destruction of our community, at the hands of the orcs. More recently, there has been the occupation of our cemetery, the Tears of the Dead, by the necromancer Terricon.
Okay, so first things first then, tell me about the destruction of your community.
Throughout the history of Dawns, we have always had to contend with the orc hordes that threatened our way of life. Yeah, they're all up in here from the cities to the east, I think. However, thanks to the inspired diplomacy between the leaders of our communities and the elves of the Severed Hand, we forged an alliance that kept both of our homes safe from harm. What happened? Corruption from within led to a falling out between our peoples. No longer organized into an effective, cohesive force or whole, it was only a matter of time before the orcs overran both settlements. What was the cause of the corruption? I am not certain, but it was apparent, at least from our perspective, that someone was deliberately attempting to seed mistrust between the dwarven and elven communities. When the orcs began appearing far better equipped than in times previous, the elves began to suspect that dwarven smithies were in league with a horde. Why would they think you'd supply your enemies with weapons? The elves felt we could not control our appetite for gold, so we were accused of providing the orcs with superior armament. Later, the elves took their accusations a step further and accused us of arming the orcs with the intention of having them destroy the Severed Hand. Yes, I did get the impression that they were racist pricks, but yes. Who was providing the orcs with the arms? Not any dwarf within Dawn's Deep. I can tell you that much. We were warriors, not betrayers. If truth be told, I believe both communities were deceived by someone within one of our own families. I know not who, but I hope that when that person meets their end, they feel the pain of every dwarf and elf that lost their lives. Also, I will note that Norlinor over here, a very human name in Tolkien verbiage, not very dwarvish, but this isn't Tolkien naturally. It's a name. But I will note that he doesn't refer to the orcs as like these are horrendous beasts and all this that sort of stuff, which both the elves and was it a human that we killed outside? Or was it an elf as well? It was just some jerk. But all of them have been talking about the orcs like that, which I don't know. I don't think it is intentional. It might be just I don't like what I mean. No, I don't think it is intentional. What I mean to say is that I don't think it is supposed to have a meaning behind it. I think it might be a side effect of the writer trying to make the orc a little bit more aware, a little bit more like nuanced. Not nuanced as in like, oh, look at him, he's not, black and white. No, that's not what a little bit more perceptive, because obviously the elves were convinced that the dwarves had betrayed them, which was pretty obvious that they were wrong on that, the way that they were written. But still, the black and white aspect of the elves does shine through in their talking, and not for Norlinor. Let's see if that continues. Maybe he's going to be like, orcs all deserve to die, and we should put them all to death. Maybe he's going to say that in a little bit, and then all my arguments fall by the wayside. But anyway, I had some questions I wish to ask you. Certainly. What would you like to know? What can you tell me about Terrican? Terrican is a wretched necromancer that came to Dawns shortly after the strife that put an end to our community. He was aware of the tragedy that had gripped Dawns Deep and knew it would serve as fertile ground to continue his research. He does a little air quotes thing. What was he researching? I don't do air quotes. During the construction of the Deep, we had the misfortune of uncovering a cavern that had housed an ancient vortex from the negative energy plane. Now, I don't know if some being from that plane felt our presence, or if the vortex itself was disturbed by the intrusion, but shortly thereafter, undead began to appear. And if you don't know what the negative energy plane is supposed to be, it's undead. It's got to do with the undead. Resist negative energy is a spell that basically makes you immune to necromancy spells. It's specifically necromancy spells. So stuff like Skull Trap is necromancy, doesn't work, or Withering
What's the one that's really good? Withering something or other? That's so great. I love that one so much. It's a higher level one. Withering Cloud or something. Basically any necromancy spell, you're immune to it. And it's kind of interesting because there's not a whole lot of spells that make you immune to specific schools of magic. But the way the game was designed, the original Dungeons and Dragons, or Dungeons and Dragons 2.0 anyway, this version, the way it was designed, they don't really care about balance. They're not misguided like that, because I definitely think it is a misguided attempt to. It's not a good idea to try to balance all the things. And well, if there's one resist necromancy spell, then there should be one resist all schools of magic. No, don't do that. Because it's a lot more interesting. Specifically because the necromancy spells are different from others. As far as I know, they do have to draw energy. And I think the resist negative energy spell explains that a little bit. They do have to draw energy from a plane. And I think it is similar to there's another school of magic that also draws energy from a plane. But most of them don't do that. Am I wrong in that? Is it? I thought it was there's another school of magic, I think, that does that. I don't know. Anyway, and these undead invaded Dorn's Deep. At first, it was merely a skeleton or two, nothing we couldn't handle, but over time, we received more and more reports of undead sightings. In the end, I don't think any of us were prepared for what would become known as the, he does air quotes, Battle of the Dead. He does the air quotes. How did the battle begin? I don't do air quotes. I do capitalize my B for battle, though. He says, one morning, our community awoke to the screams of the son of Jamoth. He had been playing within some of the caves near the forge, and claimed he had seen a small group of skeletons. We sent a few men down to investigate. They returned badly wounded. What did they find? Hundreds of skeletons, zombies, ghouls, and other undead had suddenly appeared in the Vortis Cave, preparing to attack the settlement. With time working against us, we assembled our remaining soldiers and went forth to vanquish the deceased. The deceased, the undead. I mean the undeceased. I'm trying to be pompous here. But hundreds of undead with even greater numbers to follow. The dwarves would have been greatly outnumbered. No Dorn's dwarf would concede defeat, while our community was threatened. Our wounded began to accumulate, and many our brethren joined their attackers. Many of our brethren joined their attackers in spiritual unrest that day. Just as it appeared that we might have to retreat, a miracle occurred. From within the tides of flesh and bone emerged Jamoth, hacking at the dead around him with a fevered glee, bellowing with laughter. With each swing of his weapon, the undead around him disintegrated, regardless of whether he struck them or not. It was a beautiful sight to see, my friend. So the undead fell around him just by his presence. How is that possible? I know how it's possible. It's called a paladin. It's the spells. That's the turn undead. The turn undead spell is incredibly powerful against undead. And I'm now ruining the fact that I don't have a paladin in my team. Although the druid probably can't do that. Jamoth and the community were touched by Muradin that day. We later discovered that the vortice that had brought the undead from wherever was somehow reversed, returning the spirits to their home within the plane of negative energy. Then Terrican came along. As a necromancer, he must have heard about the Vortis, correct? Yes. Once our community no longer inhabited these chambers, Terrican took up residence in the Hall of Heroes. He capitalizes both H's. With a determination to restore the Vortis. He is convinced that if he unlocks its secrets, he will be able to manipulate other vortices throughout Faerun. How? It seems the energies of the vortice would kill any man that approached it. Terrican knew no mortal man could ever master the vortice. Shortly after his arrival in our home, he began preparing himself for the rituals necessary to become a lich. Fortunately, Terrican must have neglected some of the proper enchantments, as the powers he wields are inferior to much of his kind.
Fortunately, he's also not a demi-lich, because the creators of Dungeons and Dragons didn't know what demi meant, as we have observed before, even though he probably has become a demi-lich, but just not in name because of the meaning. Anyway, if so, can you stop him? Terrican is much more powerful than I am. I am fortunate I continue to inhabit these chambers with my own mind. Once Terrican learns of any dead within these halls, he seeks to destroy their will with his necromantic arts. Anything that lives, he slays. I could destroy Terrican for you. That would not be an easy task. You cannot destroy Terrican by striking him down. It is his life force that sustains him, not his shell. Life force. Liches store their life forces within specifically constructed phylacteries. Most leeches go to great lengths to protect their phylacteries, often placing them in remote locations where no one can find them, then safeguarding them with enchantments. Terrican, however, feels his phylactery is safest close to him, and he has placed it within a crypt in the Hall of Heroes, capital H and capital H, as I said. So all we have to do is reach there and destroy it? The phylactery is not something that can be destroyed by common means. To destroy it, you'll need to remove it from this plane. A daunting task, to be certain. No less daunting than other impossibilities we have forced to endure in coming north. How can we remove this phylactery from this plane? That is where fortune favors us. The very vortex that Terrican is studying can destroy him as well. It lies within the Hall of Heroes, inside the tomb of Jamoth. Oh, did I mention he died yet? Anyway, any undead being, regardless of power, is pulled back to that dreadful place of existence upon entry into the tomb. That is why I have never been able to enter the tomb myself. So I would need to take the phylactery inside Jamoth's tomb to destroy Terrican. That doesn't sound too difficult. But to reach the Hall of Heroes, you will need to pass through the Tears of the Dead, where Terrican resides. Not only that, but the great door to the Hall of Heroes is locked, and I'm certain Terrican possesses the key. If you defeat Terrican's physical form, make haste for the Hall of Heroes. I say Hall of Heroes a lot, I'm sorry, for he will only be subdued for a short while. I'll see what I can do. Let me ask you some other questions. Certainly, what would you like to know? I would like to know more about the conflict that occurred here. 2 catastrophes occurred within Dawn's Deep. The first was the destruction of our community at the hands of the orcs. More recently, there has been the occupation of our cemetery. Who are you? I am known as Norley Nor. While alive, I served as a priest of Moradin for our church here within Dawn's Deep. Specifically, I was given the title Artisan, capital A, of the Forge, capital F, and it was my duty to maintain this place. I died defending this temple. I did not anticipate revisiting it in the afterlife. Why are you here now? The presence of Terrican, the necromancer who has taken up residence in the Tears of the Dead, has quenched the flames that gave the Forge life. With the Forge cold, the spirits of the dead have become restless, forced from their tombs into servitude for that monster. Almost all the dead of Dawn's Deep are now enslaved to Terrican. I fear I am the only one who remains free. What can be done? Terrican's transformation into a lich has caused enough negative energy to be drawn to the area that even our forges and machines have been affected. Perhaps destroying Terrican could bring the forge to life again. One thing is for certain. As long as the forge remains cold, the spirits of Dawn's Deep are denied our final rest. Yep, I'll see what I can do then. Norland feels, thank you for that. We are in need of aid. Oh, and by that you mean cast all these spells. We have Raise Dead over here. Relatively cheap. Resurrection, which is different. I think that heals everybody. Or it heals up to 3? I don't remember. But it is more powerful. That is good. Norley Nor over there. That is, yeah. Why did they do it like that? The other ghosts weren't like that? That's weird.
Why is he like that? Why? Oh my god. That is weird, isn't it? So we came from there. Oh no. I didn't notice I clicked on a passage. So we have a lot of ghouls, and we have a white over here. Let's go back. Yeah, you're gonna stay there. Oh no, they come over here. Oh, that might be good. Yeah, you're taking damage. Weapon ineffective. Okay, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. So everybody switches to their main weapons. Do you still... Oh my god, you still... Actually, you do have... No, all I need to do is that. And then we can attack here. I think this is a good positioning because they're... I don't think they're going to attack that ghost over there. But also, I don't think they can spawn behind us. It is possible that they can. And that's Dale dealing all of the damage. What a curious way of dealing with this. So basically, I'm lowering their ranks. Maybe I shouldn't have done what I did. I don't know. The zombies... I don't think the zombies are immune to normal weapons. But maybe they are. Anyway, we're out of time for the day. So, for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Icewind Dale. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.